Good afternoon, good afternoon. And today I'm just going to give you some food for thought just for the weekend. I know most of the people come Friday, they unplug their brains, put them on a bucket or they put them somewhere, then they plug them back on a Monday because they want to relax, they want to loosen up, they just want to spend time with family without having to use their minds. But today, I'm going to leave you with a question. The direction of this talk is going to be totally different from what I've been doing over the past few weeks or months. While I've been giving you some solutions to the problems, this time around, I'm simply going to leave you with a problem. It's up to you to find the answer that works for you. But to give you some perspective, I want to share with you a couple of things. These couple of things, and I can guarantee you that they will stimulate your thinking because they have stimulated my thinking. One such a thing is if you look around since the 1960s, the GDP per capita has grown from a meager 450 US dollars to about 12,000 US dollars in 2022. So, from a meager 450 to about 12,000 in 2022. What is GDP per capita? GDP per capita, in simple terms, it is simply the measurement of the value that is produced in a country, but in this instance, I'm talking about the global GDP per capita that has been produced globally within within that time frame in a specific year, divided by each and every member of the population, in this instance of the world's population. So in 1960, you take the value of the world's domestic gross domestic product, which is the value of the goods and services that are produced in that specific year, and then we divide by the global population at that time. So now it already eliminates all the effects of population because I'm not measuring absolute gross domestic product, but I'm measuring GDP per capita. Meaning, what would one person's worth be in the 1960 versus your worth today? So you can see that in simple terms, the average person is deemed to have grown richer. Yes, there are always outliers. There are the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos that are worth numerous billions today than it was a few years ago. But the question that I want you to ask yourself over the weekend is this. Whilst the world's wealth is growing, why then does it seem that your fortunes are taking a different direction? The world's wealth is going up, your wealth is plummeting. Is there something that makes you to take a different direction from the rest of the world? I mean, after all, I have summed up that as soon as some of us enter into the room might be full of money. But as soon as some of us enter the room, money decides to flee. So now the question is, with money changing hands on a daily basis and the world being awash of money compared to the 1960s, why then does it seem this money flees from some people's hands and it goes to other people's hands? The mere fact that money is there and money has been increasing since then, it means Whilst others push the money away, others are happily receiving it. Now, the question that I want you to ask yourself over the weekend is, why do I have an adversarial relationship to money? What have I done to money that every time it sees me, it flees? It's just like somebody, every time he looks so charming from a distance, but as soon as you get into the room, everybody suddenly leaves the room and you're left alone. This is the thing that is happening with most of us and money. The question for you is, what is it that I am doing that makes money run away from you? Let me give you a very good example. Let's assume you've had 10 girlfriends and all of them they have left you. Already you can see that the common denominator is you. If you had 10 girlfriends, all of them they've left you. So the problem in this instance, it is you, because sometimes the problem is ourselves. So ask yourself today, what have you done to contribute to this problem that money hates you with a passion? And you'll realize that probably there are things that you have done to money, and what you have done to it is probably different from what I am doing to money. But as for me, I'm also going to ponder, and then if I can find the solution, probably you might find myself attracting money, because after all, we all need the money, we all need the Benjamins, because we need to be able to pay our bills, we need to survive, to sustain our livelihoods. We need the money. Now, the question is, what exactly are we going to do to suddenly start attracting money? I'm not going to answer that for you. Maybe one day I would give you an answer based on my understanding the thoughts around somebody's relationship and behavior around money. There's been many theories that have been put forward, but for now, let me wait for yours. Go and think, what have you done to money? And if you can find it, maybe the first thing you ought to do, just like when you have angered your wife and she leaves you, when you want her to come back to you, the first thing that you ought to do is you beg. Maybe it's time that you go and apologize and say, I am really sorry. I am really sorry. I know I haven't treated you well. I've been so mean to you. I've been chasing you away. My behavior around you hasn't been the best. This is what I have done. Please forgive me. And then you can start probably to forge a healthy relationship going forward. After all, you need to have that healthy relationship with money. Thank you.